Pick a card. How do men view you? Here are your options. I will see you at your reading. Hi, pile number one. My name is Griselle with Tough Doll Tarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number one, how do men view you? This is going to be strictly from that perspective. If you feast your eyes on the image that you chose on the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to look at this lady. Her gaze is riveting. Men view you as being a bit confrontational, a little bit like Catch Me If You Can. Definitely you're viewed as having sexual prowess, whether that's true or not. Keep in mind, these are men's perspective according to the image that you chose, so it doesn't necessarily have to be true. Also, because of the red, it is said that that really attracts a lot of people to think that basically you are DTF, okay? So don't be upset by that, down to you know what. And again, it is not a fact, that is simply a perception. Just people think that you might be a little bit more willing than anyone else. Men view you as having a lot of abundance, that you don't need them, which makes it all the more exciting if you want them. Now, this is whether you're partnered or not, it is simply just how men view you, okay? So now that we're done with the sexual stuff, let's see if we can get anything else going here. They also view you as being intolerant of nonsense. I feel like it's Nine of Pentacles vibes, okay? I feel like you're self-sufficient. You like the life of luxury. You might be a little bit eccentric in your hobbies and things like that. And that's very alluring. And men view you as being very methodical in some way, shape, or form. Even if you have a hobby that is of no interest to them, they're a little bit inspired, a little bit in awe at how you are dedicated to this one thing. It could be extreme sports, extreme hiking. This could be needlework or I don't know, your life, right? But I'm going to say that whatever you do, people, men specifically, observe how you do things. So it's not like, oh, I swim I swim for a league. Are there swimming leagues? I have no idea. Or I'm a disc thrower, or, I joined the women's league in some kind of a club. So whatever it is that you're part of, they are surprised at the amount of dedication, how you're methodical, how you definitely manage your time, your dedication to whatever this one thing is. And how I'm getting all of those downloads basically is through observing in my mind's eye the falcon that is expressed in the Nine of Pentacles. So we're going to see pile number one, a little bit more about how men view you. Okay, let's see. The world. Men view you as being very accomplished. Oops. She is naked, and that's not supposed to be a thing here. I forgot. So silly. Is anyone even going to notice? I think everybody else has the YouTube clothing. Oh, here we have more. We have more. But wait, there's more. Okay. Here we go. Look, she's so proper now. She is so proper. I feel like, yeah, you are definitely somebody who is, I heard, a nonconformist, somebody who finishes what they began, regardless of how long it may have taken you. I feel like you're viewed as somebody who is very diligent, how you're not a quitter, you're not giving up. And even it appears by the Eight of Swords be depicted on this side of your screen, that perhaps you got in your head over winter, or a time in your life where things were very cloudy, where things beneath their feet, the temperature was extremely icy. Okay, and I mean that metaphorically. It could be, a real thing as far as like physicality. But more than anything, men view you as somebody who can stand on icy ground. You could get in your head a little bit with like the overthinking and stuff like that, but that you do not give up. You work at things until you are able to overcome, until the ice melts, until you yourself have answers. in order to progressively move forward. So you have endurance, you have dedication. You, pile number one, also are thought to have stamina, according to the men that are viewing you, okay? So this could be platonic or men at the workplace or anybody, basically. Or anybody identifying as a male, okay? So I feel like right here with her standing right in the middle of that melted ice or that little small body of water, men also feel like occasionally you can get bogged down with emotion, like bogged down with tears, and then something that should be a small thing to scale, they're surprised by you because they're like, wow, you accomplished all these things and you're graduating and you really navigated the stormy weather really well and you navigated living in, I don't know, any icy situation. Maybe you were removed from society and things like that, or maybe you were imprisoned or in a mental spiritual prison, whatever your thing is, and all of a sudden you get bogged down by one small thing. So men can really be surprised, and they view you as somebody who is full of surprises, that in spite of your level of intelligence, there is a vulnerability about you that is incredibly magnetic. Pile number one, if you are liking this kind of reading, please do know that I have a second channel. It is called PsychicMD, and that channel has over 700 videos for your viewing pleasure. It is slightly different than this one. Also, I do have in the community tab posted in both channels, I have giveaways for August 2024. You might want to check those out as well. As it is a new channel, not many people are entering, and you stand a pretty darn good chance of winning. Moving on, pile number one, I want to take a moment again to thank you for being here. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much. And all of you guys are new because it's a new channel. That's so cute. But thank you, thank you. Pile one, men view you as having a clear passage, a very easy way to navigate things. They view you as sometimes getting bound and tied up in your own head. Once again, you could have a little bit of like the gloom and doom in you, the same way that I have in me. And you could fight really hard to get out of those gloomy phases. And, it is what it is. Some people are naturally cheerful. Some people have been through some trauma and drama. And whatever it is they could see in you, or they perceive in you, is that maybe you need a little bit of help, like navigating some small stuff. And it's like, this is what it is men view you. It took me 7 minutes and 36 seconds to tell you the real deal here. Men view you as having such skills and such an ability to be able to scale really big things. Maybe you do like some hardcore physical training, you run triathlons, your body's fit, or maybe you're working on things, or you're hardcore like into some kind of a diet or meditation practice, medication maybe too, right? But men view you as like all of a sudden they see you succeed in all of these various forms, and one small thing comes along and then you get emotional about it, and they're like, wait a minute, like she's a real person, like she is approachable, she's got, things that maybe I can relate to or talk to her about, or like you are not an island is the biggest thing that I'm getting, okay? Because the general 80% sentiment is you don't need anyone else, but anyone who really gets very well acquainted with you can see that you actually get bogged down with minor stuff, what they perceive as being minor, okay? And I feel like men view this as being a very cute characteristic, and I don't want to sound condescending at all. And I don't feel like it's coming from a heart of being condescending, because otherwise I'd be getting downloads of like, well, that's stupid. This is a small thing. Just step forward, step backwards, do something to be able to get out of it. But I feel like more like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Look at her. Here, let me help. Or so you could elicit a lot of chivalry in people, and men specifically, but I feel like that can also be elicited in females. I feel like men view you to be a very hardcore model. So, wow, that sounded really weird. But basically, I feel like they view you as being a very hardcore model to other people, like to other women, that they can emulate you, that they can learn really big lessons from you. Also, men can view you as being someone who really has a great and distinctive communication style, that you hold no bards, that you're like, okay, we're doing this and this is how it goes, and that's the end of that. And that you, my friend, pile number one, are viewed as somebody who can easily scale massive obstacles. I think we covered that a little bit, but things that are like nebulous to other people, I feel like you have the ability to part the clouds and to be able to see through things. Men view you as being extremely skilled and talented. They might have something to do with like your body. They might be very attracted to your legs. You might have really long legs or fit legs or muscular legs that might be really attractive. Also, what I'm getting is that that's kind of intimate. I'm not trying to do an 18 plus here, but pile number one, what I'm downloading right now is that they realize that your skin is different from theirs and they would love to feel your skin. In their head, they picture very soft and supple skin. And for whatever reason that the texture would be very pleasant and that they're definitely interested. You could have long hair, not necessarily, but also you could be a little bit weary of other people. So you could have, again, a lot of stamina, but a lot of like stick-to-itness. Is that a word? No. You're welcome. But pile number one, I feel like also with that, you're incredibly agile. If you have any hard hobbies, again, like archery and things like that, you're very good at it. You've dedicated time to it. Maybe even perhaps the way that you stand is incredibly different. And I'm looking at her legs right now. And that to me gives me a lot of hangman vibes. If for those of you that read tarot, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She low-key looks like she is imitating the hangman, which in which case I feel like this is saying that you have a way of stopping things and looking at things in a completely different manner than they ever would have guessed or even would have thought about, okay? And that's really beautiful. They've seen you graduate through a lot of life lessons with incredible grace, incredible, I don't want to say ease, but with the swiftness. Like when you put your mind to it, you're like, I'm doing this. And then you jump through major hurdles. Okay. And that is gorgeous. I mean, they're astounded. And I think that that's like, you know, juxtaposed by this thing of getting caught in your head. You know what? And I'm looking at the ground right now. I didn't really notice this part of it. But one thing I'm noticing is that ground is yellow. And to me, yellow is a lot about your solar plexus. And again, if you listen to these videos, Diana, I thank you for reminding me that this is about your confidence, because I always equal this to like, this is a reason for me getting up. This is a reason for, this is my passion. This is what I do. And all those things might be fine and dandy, but ultimately I feel like this is about your confidence. And so there could be a little bit of a polar opposite of how you react or act in people's point of view, specifically men's point of view. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of cards to get through. I better getting. Here we go. Yeah, and it's just such a distinct difference that it's a little bit shocking. How do men view you? I want to know what you're thinking. Let me in. Yeah, you're a little bit of a mystery. You hold people at arm's length. You don't allow them. Sorry, I just feel like I could do a lot of like 18 plus. I should probably open up like a Patreon at some point and just do some, you know, sexy, racy videos, because these cards are meant for that. But anyways, yeah, they want to be let in all the forms that you are thinking. If you touch my soul in every way, shape, and form, and people feel very acknowledged by you, men feel very compelled by you, and men also want to know what it would be like not only to physically touch you, but be able to touch your brain, your mental status, to be a part or to be privy of what you are thinking would be something that is here as well. Right? I don't like the way the shine is hitting these cards. That's better. So, how do men view you? Pile number one, how are they viewing you? Unbreakable bond. Yeah. So they feel a sense, again, of chivalry. We talked about that. You bring out a surprising amount of like, because first they pedestal you, they admire you. They're like, wow, you're like one badass beesh, in the best way possible. And then all of a sudden it's like they sense of vulnerability. And it's like, wow, you're actually human. And, men are hunters and chasers, but they're also chivalrous, some of them, anyways. And I feel like they believe that they have an unbreakable bond with you, that they would like to queen you, that you would be the queen right next to them. That's kind of what I'm feeling off of this card right here. Oh, freedom. How do men view you? Pile number one, that you are totally free. Because I'm free. Free falling. Thank you, Tom Petty. But check this out, that you would ride off into the night and that you would disappear a little bit like a mist. Pile number one, I feel like you enjoy your freedom. Also, you could be like, what's that word? Reclusive, basically. And that you want to be able to do whatever it is the heck that you want to do at any given time without explanation, without a heads up and that kind of a thing. And that's intriguing because men view you as being highly independent, but they wonder, where does she go? Where does he go? If you're into the same sex thing, this is no judgment here. They see, pile number one, that you are faithful. I don't know how maybe a lot of them know you, and they know your character, and so you are highly esteemed as being very faithful, and that is quite a beautiful thing right here. No justice, no peace. Okay, so maybe they think that you're being political and socially and politically awake, well-informed, true reality awareness, wake up, and self-aware. So whatever that means to you. Pal number one, you could be somebody such as myself, that I just feel like we should, unfund the media basically for a lot of reasons, but mainly for lying. But that's my political view. I don't even have a political view. That's just my personal view on the media currently. Moving on. Pile number one, love bombing. I feel like men view you as somebody who needs to be love bombed, to be courted, to be kind of lavish with things, because you basically have it all. And they're like, what can I possibly give pile number one, except for like things or comfort? But there's a lot more than that they can give you. Shared with attention to influence someone's behaviors, manipulation, or hidden intentions. Yeah, they feel like they need to really dote on you, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But also they feel like they can kind of dominate or get a leg up or a hands up if they were to kind of give you physical gifts or something like that. Something about like abundance and adding to your wealth, or adding to your, what do they call it? Your net worth. Okay. Pile number one, how do men view you? As a Queen of Cups, that you're very tapped in, tuned in, that you're very psychic, that you're very goal-oriented. You set out goals, you achieve them, even without saying a word to anyone. You don't need an audience to clap at all, that you're going to do it anyways. Pile number one, men view you as leaving them out in the dust, leaving them out in the cold, that you hold your own burdens, that you carry your own burdens yourself, that you seldom or rarely, if ever, ask for help. That you are somebody who is completely self-sustainable, even though that's kind of an illusion, because no man is an island. No woman is an island either. Pal number one, if you're liking this video, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget that. Also, double check your notification settings. If you hit that bell, chances are that all of your bells have been turned off by YouTube, because they did a hard reset about 2 years ago and didn't tell anyone. That's why you're not seeing your favorite readers pop on up. Yeah, best friend. Friendship is vital to romance. Feelings deepen and blossom. So, pun number one, your friends can actually fall in love with you or mistaken their admiration for you for something else, for a more elevated kind of a thing. And I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like they kind of want to smell you. They feel like you smell good. They feel like you probably taste good. They want to be close to you, that kind of a thing. And I get rendezvous. Pile number one, what's up with this? A private getaway for two is calling you. So maybe you have friends or people in your life that like want to rendezvous with you. They want to know what it's like to be with you. I'm still getting single vibes. I feel like you haven't necessarily chosen anyone perhaps in a while. I feel like you've been enjoying your freedom for a long time. And I feel like you're attracting someone who enjoys their freedom as well. That's very similar to you. Interesting. Set in feelings that this is the one. But I feel like overall, men look at you and they view you and they admire like your achievements, your go-gettedness. That also isn't a word. But they admire all these qualities in you. And sometimes they can get that confused with the admiration with like a sexual attraction. So that's what I have for you. Much, much love to you. Let me know what you'd like to see in your next reading. If not, I'm out here wilding and doing my thing. So much love to you. Namaste. How about you? My name is Griselle with Tough Doll Tarot. That's where I got the name, by the way, because I couldn't think of anything. But welcome to the channel. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much. And actually, this is a new channel, so thank you guys all for your support. I really appreciate it. On the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see this lovely image that you chose. Pile number 2. How do men view you? They view you as being warm, soft, inviting. You have a glow about you, very welcoming vibe, a bit shy, a bit subdued at times, but very exotic. They don't really know what you're into. I feel like they are, gosh, you're like a warm cup of coffee or a nice, beautiful caramel. I didn't expect to go with flavors here, but you are definitely a lot of people's flavors, and we're going to find out a little bit more about why. Pile number 2, men view you as somebody who would be a superb dancer, that you move extremely well, that you have maybe a great stride, perhaps. Pile number 2, get complimented on how you walk. I've been complimented on my walk before, and to me, it's kind of weird. I'm like, really? Well, I can't see myself walk, right? So pile number 2, how do men view you? I feel like you, pile number 2, men view you as having a little bit of grit. I've been playing with these stones, a different stone for each pile, although I did mention in the first one. And I feel like you have depth. I'm hearing the word chalcedony. Oh, look at that. So some people might frown on the fact that other people admire you, admire your warmth. You're very much like a light and a lamp to people, and people want to come towards you. They want to come towards your warmth. I feel like you could really attract friends, family, children, pets, maybe even insects, because your vibration is high. It is warm. You might be somebody who enjoys nature. I'm getting like Queen of Pentacle vibes or any of the Pentacle suits right here. But let's find out a little bit more about how do men view you. Pile number 2. Also, I wanted to mention that this is my second channel. My first channel is called PsychicMD, where I have over 700 videos for your viewing pleasure. Now, those videos are different because it's a different kind of channel. I also have 2 giveaways, one in each channel that you might want to check out, and those are to be found in the community tab. So control everything you do affects me. What? Okay, flip these over instead of flipping the first ones over. And here we are doing our thing. Pile number 2, don't turn your back on me. What? Don't turn. Ooh, meow. We got some intense feelings going on here. Well, that's not a surprise. Okay, intense. You change everything. So the minute that you decide to withdraw your warmth, withdraw your light, and change on people and leave people where they belong. Because let's face it, pile number 2, we all know that good people don't leave good people. Good people leave abusers. Good people leave people that take advantage of us. Good people leave people that gaslight you, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to say that people really feel your absence. They feel like it is damn chilly out there. They feel like regardless of what is around them, even though there's a church here with potential help and assistance, that they don't want it. They just want you. And they are in for an incredible surprise, because you have the ability to rock people's worlds in a way that they never would have thought. Now, what I'm feeling about you, pile number 2, is you're like the quintessential caretaker or mother. And if you withdraw that caretaking, that mothering, that love, I lost that love and feeling. Yeah, I feel like people undergo tremendous change, that all of a sudden they are wailing. They're like, what the heck? Pile number 2 left me and I don't know what to do. They let the whole damn family. What is going on here? Have they lost their mind? That kind of a thing. But they feel the incredible coldness of like the real world, where once upon a time, they took advantage of you and tried to even plagiarize you or exploit you in some way, shape, or form, or use you. I feel like those people are the ones that get stung the worst, okay? Pile number 2, yeah, control. So everything you do affects me. I feel like what this is stating also is that people have sought to control you for a long time, and that maybe this could have been, generationally or historically throughout your life, however old you are. And I feel like this has to do with families, this has to do with friends, people who think that, well, that I could just do whatever, don't turn your back on me. It's like a demand, it's an entitlement. And I feel like you have shut that ish down, and that they are waking up, and they're waking up to a new day. It's very cold. If they're waking up to a new day, they have no idea what's going on with you. They're out in the cold. They're trying to wear their boots and keep warm. But the fact is that, it feels so empty without me. So very much like Eminem, I feel like you just kind of moved on, done your own thing. But, if they were to kind of look up and see where the towers are, the light is coming, it is rising in my perspective currently. I feel like they are able to see that, not all is lost, that they can regroup, that they can really change and grow through this as well. That you are not one to be controlled. And in fact, everybody has autonomy. It is God's gift to you, whether you believe in that or not. Let's just say it is spirit given to you, whatever. You were born that way, right? Pile number 2, opportunities. Yeah, I feel like the way men view you is that you have doors opening for you that no one ever around you would dare knock on. That they are simply being open to you, that all you have to do is arrive, and you take a couple of steps up and even get close to the door, and that sucker just opens up. And now I'm getting a little bit of the vibe of, what is that old TV show? It starts with an M. With the vampires, old school vampires. Oh my goodness. Well, it eludes me, but you get the point. I feel like, people will actually open up doors for you, whether you ask or not. And it is your destiny to be treated with respect, with love, to be treated as somebody who deserves like a nice coach, a nice car ride, a nice whatever, right? It is your destiny to feel like you are important, that you have control of your destiny, that you are autonomous, that you can affect your own livelihood, your own life, that you don't have to shoulder the burdens of the world. It is God-given. Once again, shake my head. So how do men view you? And they're like, what? You're wildly independent. Shake my head. No words can do it justice. Disappointment and a stupid move. Yeah, I feel like this really doesn't pertain to you. But I am going to say that you've made some wild moves in your life, and people go, wait. And I feel like this is for people that you've left behind, or that you have just moved on from, because you're not doing, that thing where you're controlled anymore. That I feel a lot of emotional manipulation and gaslighting. And so I feel like this is more than anything people saying, well, I don't know what they're up to. They may have had a meltdown, or there might be some mental health issues there, because probably number 2 would never, but they just don't know you. They never knew you. They try to hammer you into being something that you weren't. And their feelings, caught up in your feelings, letting emotions control you, deep emotional feelings. And this is the same thing that we're just talking about, is that for a long time, these people thought that they could gaslight you, that they could control you. Yeah, and that's really what put them on the outs with you. Pile number 2, I don't feel like you are heartless at all. I feel like that's a narrative that they're going to say to other people. And with this falling out, maybe you had a fallout with people. Yeah, I feel like, how do men view you? They view you as somebody who is incredibly warm and inviting and pretty darn emotional. Like, you have a toughness about you that isn't recognized, because the way your demeanor is, how you're warm and loving and you hold space for people, that doesn't appear to be the same kind of person who would be able to ice out people or move on coldly according to people's perception. And they admire that about you. How you kind of make an observation, you make attempts to rectify things, and if it doesn't go very well, then you execute a plan that, hey, you forced my hand and here we are today. That is your choice. And men view you as being very calculated, and they like that. I'm hearing me likey. Ooh, Ace of Wands, yeah. So pile number 2, how men view you is very exciting. Men can view you because this is a representative. This is a representative of the male phallic is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, this represents, right? Fire and passion and excitement and a new beginning. This could be about you getting your mojo back. People view you as getting your mojo back, as getting excited. Also, that you're exciting and alluring, that you have some stamina as well. The Nine of Cups. What? I've never actually drawn this card from this deck yet. And here we are, pile number 2 just for you. We have the Nine of Cups, that you are engulfed in a dream of your own making, that you are a great manifester. Men view you as somebody who has everything that they want, but that you do have a wish and that you're in the process of manifesting, that doors are opening simply because you are focused, that you have that on the top of your mind, that I want to manifest whatever it is, whether it is, maybe you want to manifest a new vehicle, a new car, a new way of moving about into the world. That could be it as well. But also manifesting new doors that are going to really emotionally complete you. And you might have a message on like Jerry Maguire, you complete me, right? I don't believe that people can complete anyone. You have to be a whole ass person in order to really join with another whole person. And that makes like a unit, not two halves make one whole. It's debilitating. It's ridiculous. Anyways, moving on. Those are my opinions. Pile number 2. How do men view you? Men view you, what? Your romance is about to evolve and level up. That was a weird accent that came from nowhere. And it's not even a real accent, but you're welcome here. So pile number 2, men view you as being worthy of, I heard compromise, worthy of kneeling down and making a proposal. Now, this could be a proposal of, hey, you know, you want to be on my team. It could be business. It could be romantic. It could be whatever. But I feel like men view you as somebody to be taken seriously, to be courted, even in the professional world, to be courted professionally. That's a thing, by the way. That you are going places, that you could be a part of their life some way, somehow. Soulmate. Men could feel like you are a soulmate to them. And soulmates don't always have to be romantic, even though this is quite a saucy card right here. You found your romantic counterpart, okay? So a lot of men can feel like you are their romantic counterpart. They could really enjoy your body, your silhouette, your aesthetics, of course. They can enjoy how you look physically in all ways, shape, and forms. I'm hearing, hey, when you work out and you're not even aware of people observing you, that's very attractive as well. Your chest, your beautiful chesticles, whether you're part of the itty bitty or if you are of the male gender, you know, they could really enjoy your pecs, something like that. Twin flame union. Okay, wow. You could be in the process of manifesting your twin flame if you are about that life. And I will say that men view you as you're going to get what you want, that you are determined, that you're very warm, welcoming, and nurturing, but also that you have a pimp hand. You're not afraid to pull it out and give somebody a smackdown if they need it and if they ask for it. So how do men view you? Let's pull out some of these right here. What's the T on the, how do men view you? I got some time, so we're going to do it. Cold blood. Really? I don't think so. But maybe some of the moves that you make can be like, oh, wow. Closes off enemies, cuts you off, emotionally distant. You know what? Men view you as if they misrepresent something to you, if they come at you sideways, if they try to control, manipulate, or even dictate a dialogue or narrative that is not yours, you're going to shut that ish down. You are not playing at all. And also that you have a chameleon, but you have the eyes to recognize also a chameleon. So you have the ability to blend into society. You can really rub elbows with people that have a lot of wealth and people that are, you know, super poor. It doesn't make a difference to you. You look at spirit and you look at the color of a person. But similarly, you know if somebody's putting on a show for you. So men can view you, wants you to stay due to fear, illusions, emotional manipulation, limiting beliefs. Yeah, that you've overcome a lot of monsters, a lot of people that have wanted to control you, and that you're done. You're done with the fear-based narrative. Yeah, men can view you as wanting a love affair with you, intense and unlikely and out of the blue. They can actually picture that with you. They can have dreams with you, partnered or not partnered. It doesn't make a difference. This is simply just a thought. We don't act like, we don't act upon our thoughts. We're not animals. Well, some of us. Pile number 2. How do men view you? Last cards, please. How do men view you? Here we go. Canceled, no longer existing, bullied to the point of depression. I feel like this is what you're coming out of, and this is how you have established boundaries to be able to remove the trash from your life, things that don't become, things that have held you stagnant and hostage. And they really view that as a win for you. And it's a little bit like you're a formidable contender. Pile number 2. Let's see what else. Oh, resignation. Yeah, you're done with that. Giving up, resigning, new path, that you're on a new path, that you're joyful, that you're like, you know what, let's blow it all up to hell. We don't care. That in the end, if I'm not respected, if I'm not cared for, if I'm not loved, if my kindness is mistaken for weakness, that you will flip that switch and it's all over. That you're loaded. Okay, how men view you is possibly that you have a lot of money, that you're abundant, that you definitely take care of yourself, that you have secrets and things, secret ways of earning an income, or that you even have like a trust fund that nobody else is aware of, and they like this. And it's not, I don't feel like you might have people want to come and use you. I don't know. But Ponzi scheme, too big. It's going to fail, con artist and schemer. So men can actually question. It's like, how are you getting all this and what's going on with you? But I feel like it's just a thing of, I want to know more. I want to know more. How are you getting your money? Where are you going towards it? You could just quit, resonate, and decide to leave your current situation. Maybe you have quit jobs like that all of a sudden and they're a little bit shook. And what they don't understand is that you don't have a scheme or necessarily even a plan. Sometimes, I'm not talking all the time, but I feel like you trust in spirit to lead you exactly where you need to be. And it has always worked out for you. It is always to the T been something that was meant for you. And they're a little bit shook by that. They don't understand because a lot of times people want to Rubik's Cube things into something that looks purely logical. But sometimes things are spiritual. A lot of times, oftentimes they are. And when you navigate in that world, people want to apply logic to something that's spiritual, and spiritual law says that it can't be ruled by matter itself anyways. So yeah. Oh, and you have disappearing acts. So maybe people talk about and men view you as somebody who will ghost you, how you will just straight disappear. Now you see them and now you won't. How you will linger in the minds of them, how you will even haunt them, haunt their dreams if they behave badly. Men view you as somebody who is willing to act like a ghost. You're like, oh yeah, now you see me, now you don't. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you. If you enjoyed this reading, much, much love to you. Thank you so much. And until next time, namaste. Hi, Pile 3. My name is Griselle with Tough Doll Tarot, and you have chosen this image on the far right-hand side of your screen. How do men view you? Pile number 3. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Men view you as high value. Men view you as couture. Think runway model, arm candy, shiny, beautiful. Men view you as somebody who just pops, draws attention. But also men view you as being dangerous. You feel like danger. You feel like trouble, femme fatale. Men view you as somebody who draws them in. Also, I feel like men view you as somebody who they want to just really observe while not being observed, if that makes sense. So you could have a lot of people, men specifically, because that's a topic on hand, take screenshots of you or steal images of you so that they can observe you in the privacy of their own home. This is not 18 plus. I just meant that they just really want to observe and look at all of your facets, okay? So that just happened, but we're going to keep it moving. Pile number 3. What do we have for the, oh boy, here we go. Men view you as the Knight of Wands. You're incredibly sexy. They could be like, oh, you're raring to go. Let's get closer. Men view you as they want to get close to you. They want to view you with like, I feel like this horse is almost kind of naked, right? As somebody who is determined, who has a vision, right? I feel like you have a lot of stamina. Men view you as somebody who would be incredibly active in the bedroom, okay? You're not going to be a pillow princess if that's what you're wondering. Men view you as a hard worker, as somebody who will toil late into the night, late into the day, perfecting your craft, whatever that happens to be. Men view you is being very pragmatic. She's got like basketball socks. Is that a thing? I don't know. Old school socks going on. She's got the little beanie. And she's just working and toiling late into the morning, early into the morning. I don't know. Maybe you have like really different hours. And they just see that whatever it is, you are going places, that you have a lot of drive within you. Also, they equal your drive in the business world as sexual stamina for some reason. I don't know why that is, but here we go. Men view you. Pile number 3 is having a pretty, almost like you work at home or you have something to do that produces something, or that, yeah, something that produces money for you, stability, something that is really different that nobody else has crafted before. Otherwise, why would you have to sit there hours just trying to toil and get it perfect and get them all correct? It was like handmade. Something, I feel men view you as being very skilled, like, is it artisan? Like if you make bread, you make artisan bread, or you make like the best mom salads, or you custom make everything that your hand touches. You could be somebody that makes urns for people that have crossed over, or pets that have crossed over, or even perhaps you could be somebody who is just drawing up business and you're, trying to figure out like, how am I going to do this? Maybe you even hire staff to be able to staff businesses such as a staffing agency. But I feel like whatever this is more you bringing things together in a whole different way, and that people view you, men view you specifically, as being creative, as being alluring, as being seductive. Again, like high fashion, like whenever you walk in, people's eyes are like on you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, eyes on thee. Blinded, yeah, you people get blindsided by you. That I feel like pile number 3, your shine blinds people. They get mesmerized, they get stupefied, they get hypnotized. It's like they don't even know what else to do. But I feel like by the shields that these horses are wearing, I also feel like a lot of these people a lot of these men specifically can be taken or in committed relationships, and they know that they need to kind of mind the way they look at you, because their partner is going to mind them in return. Okay, so there could be a little bit of a respect issue going on there, that they know they need to mind their P's and Q's on how they actually gaze upon you. Because if not, they're going to get deep due with their significant other, whatever that means. Power. So men view you as being very powerful, and men view you as somebody who can steal the stage if you want to, that you can walk in and try to be subtle, but people are going to be riveted on your image. And part of it is the way that you move. Part of it, I feel like you're very sensual, the way you move, but also you could be a little bit like you like to wear bling or something that draws attention to you. Something about your aesthetics is very non-conformist type, very upper echelon. Is that a word, how you say it? You can't be controlled, you can't be tamed. While these horses are like, okay, you got your blinders on, you're free to look. You're like, I'm gonna look if I want to. I feel like you're somebody who also, men feel that you can really, oh my gosh, I can't say that. Nope, this is not that you're very skillful with your mouth. There, I went and said that, okay? But men view you as somebody who is very powerful, very dominant in nature. Even like dominatrix vibes could be a thing. And they wonder, okay? They wonder what you would be like. Humble brag, don't be so obvious, read between the lines, self-promoting, disguise, brag. So some of you as having like a humble brag, like you're like, oh yeah, my little business. Meanwhile, you're earning like 6 figures, 8 figures, and so many figures. But you could have a real true humility about it. You could also feel like it's not about the money of the dollar. It's about being seen and being valued for the work that you've done. Okay. And that's where the custom made things go into play. You could be somebody who makes things. I'm picturing an iron worker working with their hands, and or somebody who makes rings, or somebody who makes custom jewelry, statement rings, things like that. And receipts, needing answers, not believing what you're told, evidence, proof, and doubtful. Men view you as very, very wise. As somebody who you need to bring the receipts. I'm not just going to believe you because I'm a hard worker. I'm a earner, right? And I'm not going to let people close to me that can just spew things like, oh yeah, I got this going on, that going on, and have you not prove it. So men view you specifically as you also put your money where your mouth is, but you expect the same in return. And you're going to double check. You're not going to take anyone at face value. You're the one that comes in with, I'm going to read between the lines, give me that contract, and I'm going to look it over. My lawyer's going to look it over. And pile number 3, you're the one that you find things that your lawyer even overlooked. And I feel like that could really I feel like you're a little bit of a firecracker, that you might have a little bit of a temper. I have a temper that really got me in trouble most of my life, and I've worked on it my whole life. So hopefully you're better at that than I am. Pile number 3, how do men view the S9 of Wands? Yeah, you could be like, yep, I'm going to decide what is good for me. People could even have really good intentions, and yet you're a little bit defensive. You're like, you know what? I've been through some ish. I feel like you've been through it. And men can sense that. I feel like when they approach you, even in having conversation, you're sizing them up, kind of like an opponent. You could be feeling like you are a warrior to men. Men view you as being an opponent, maybe oppositional, maybe quick to want to pull the trigger on things. You might want to look at somebody such as like, view them as opposition. You're viewed as oppositional, like they're an opponent. But I feel like pile number 3, this is one of your best qualities, is you have an ability to make an assessment and decide, okay, first of all, when you come near me, are you friend or foe? Nothing wrong with that. And pile number 3, what I have to say about that is same. I get that. I feel that to my core. So you have that ability to really detect, undress, I didn't mean to go there, but here we are. Undress people's motives specifically, and you're going to act accordingly, and you'll allow them close, or you're not. But regardless, you're always ready for action, whatever that means. How do men view you? Page of Wands. That you are quick to want to learn whatever, that you are a learner, that you have a lot of admirers. Maybe even that men specifically view you as you waking up to the fact that you have long admirers, maybe even people that are younger than you. Yeah, I've had a lot of people that are interested, but way young. I'm like, yeah, too young. I'm sorry. But you could be like that. Men view you as having the whole gamut, like a buffet laid out before you, but that you are really hardcore, that people that actually get to sample, taste you, or be close to you, pile number 3, are going to be those that have been vetted, not only by friends and family that, you know, they approve, oh yeah, they're a good person or whatever. You're going to vet them. You're going to look at the receipts. You're going to look at the history. You are going to scrutinize everything until you're sure that they're of your caliber, because you're not going to waste your time with somebody who has a lot to say but can't prove anything, that they don't bring anything to the table. You're not going to waste time on people that have a lot of words to give and yet nothing to show for it, okay? I don't think that you are looking for monetary things, but you are looking at people of value. So you're looking at, okay, this person says this, that, check out. You're like a real live fact checker. Okay, a real one, not a bot one. Pile number 3, how do men view the Don't detach yourself from me. They don't like it when you separate yourself from them. They feel riveted. They want your attention. They want your full attention. I feel like even with this ring light by the crystal, men view you as somebody who speaks your truth, that you're extremely authentic. And it could be something like new to them, that they're seeing this for the first time, or new to you, or simply new because of the gender or the type of people, the type of company that they perceive or that they seek. Okay, so men view you broke down my walls when I was afraid. Maybe men see you as somebody who needs their walls broken down, or who will only bring their walls down because you've had them established for a reason, and now you're only willing to bring them down if somebody puts in the work, if they roll up their sleeves and get to work, whatever that means. And that means showing you the receipts. That means being patient with you. And that means that you are a priority, maybe the priority. Men view you as like high quality. I mean, there's no other way. I keep hearing high fashion, something about the way you dress. You are worthy. Yeah, that you have embraced your self-esteem, that you know your worth, that you're not going to downplay yourself for anyone, that you're not going to dim your light to make other people feel burly and strong in your presence. No, that you are going to shine your light, and whether people like it or not, that you're going to continue being you, that your worth doesn't depend on another person. Yeah, that you want somebody who is whole, not thinking that they're going to be like, oh, I met pile number 3 and they complete me. No, that they are all about their own self-worth, that they're like, and I'm not talking arrogance here, big difference. Okay. I'm talking about somebody who is kind, somebody who is beautiful within their own right, that they have beautiful hobbies, that they have a gentleness for mankind and a love for mankind, but also that they have a respect for you, that they're willing to see things bloom, that they're willing to see where things go, that there is a lot of affection and attention given. Roses are very finicky. And I feel like men view you as being finicky, very picky, very selective. You could be even selective about who is your friend, who's around you, whose company that you keep, all of it. And you know what? Why wouldn't you? I love that for you. Pile number 3, unexpected connection, opposites attract. Yeah. So you could be seen as somebody who is opposite of anything that people have been drawn to before. They could be excited about you. And again, I feel like a little bit of danger. So you could be like somebody who enjoys sword fighting, or you maybe have some unusual hobbies like keeping venomous snakes or exotic animals, pets, and things like that, that you're not afraid to handle, hopefully safely. But opposites attract, and something about it, you have like a little bit of a masculine vibe, and that also is a turn on. But they want to get to the softness. They want to get to man, what is that? Like what do they talk about? Feeling guilty like a whore in church or something. They want to strip you down and be able to know like what lies beneath. Okay. They really kind of want to, and these people can undress you. They could be a fly on the wall. They could be, yeah, they could be looking at you as far as like being incredibly attractive, and they could be surprised at the level of intensity that they feel for you. What? Yeah, and men specifically view you as somebody that is to be cherished, somebody that maybe is a bit traditional. She even looks barefoot, like in front of the fridge. How cute. In her beautiful gown right here. A gift from someone special. So I feel like you are that gift. Pile number 3, you could even like to wear white or different shades of white, kind of like very monochromatic or cream colors, or different earth tones, something that isn't like super standing out, but then you dress it up with some wild bling or some statement pieces, and you're like, primo, beautiful, eye-catching, incredible aesthetics. You know how to put things together. And pile number 3, that is what I have for you. That's how men view you. So I hope that helped. Let me know what you think about this video. If anything applies to your life, that would be very intriguing to me. Otherwise, I will see you at the next reading. Much love to you. Pile number 3, namaste.